what I liked about her then was after I got to know her over time, it became a point where I was like, I've never felt this way about someone before. Just knowing everything about her, and for the first time, I felt like I could actually marry someone.
Wow.
I had feelings I never had. I had a barrier broken that never been broken before.
Wow. Hello, Finding Love Online. This is a space where we're going to interview couples that met online, and we're hoping that something that's said is going to help you find your partner online. Just listening to the other stories is going to bring you hope and motivate you to find your person online. I'm Dee Dee Patterson, and I will be interviewing the other couples. And I thought that I probably should, before I interview other couples, that I should actually share our story, me and my husband's story. We're going to be the first episode, me and my husband. I'm going to start with asking us the questions that I'm going to ask all the other couples. We're going to start first, and I really, really appreciate my husband for being here. This is normally not his thing, but he is taking one for the team, and I appreciate you, babe, for doing this, taking one for the team so we can share our story. I'm going to go through the list of questions that I'm going to ask everyone. We're going to ask I'm kind of ask you the questions and answer the questions that are for me. So let me start off with asking you, honey, what do you do for a living?
Yes, I'm an IT specialist for the federal government.
All right. And for those who don't know, I'm a dating coach. And I am also an author of a book, and I think I have it. Hold on, let me look. Oh, here you go. So I'm author of a book. Let me grab it. And it's called When You Meet Your Match, and it's our 10 Secrets to a Happy Marriage. And by Dee Dee Patterson. I wrote a book based on our story on what we do to have a happy marriage. That's a good segue into the next question. How long have we been married?
15 years.
15 years. Yeah. Let's go. What site did we meet on? Even though I just showed the book. What site did we meet on?
We met on Match.com.
Yes, we met on Match. And then how did we meet on Match? I always tell the story first. Is that okay if I tell my part and then you tell your part?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How I met my husband is one day I was at home watching Lifetime movies one Saturday, and the Match commercial kept coming on over and over again. Like I spent the whole day watching Lifetime movies, and the Match commercial kept coming on, and it kept saying the same thing. It's okay to look. It's okay to look. Finally, after seeing the commercial like 10 times, I decided to get on. And actually, when I got on, it was just to prove that dating apps don't work. That was my original goal. I got on, and then I did the search of my perfect guy, like what every quality that I would want in a guy. I was very specific. And then I clicked search, and I was shocked because there was only one person who met the criteria that I was looking for. I was like, wow, there's actually a guy out there who matches what I'm looking for. But since I'm a woman, I didn't do anything. I just went to bed that night after seeing that person. And that was a Saturday. And that Sunday, the next day, all through church, all day long, I just kept thinking, there's a guy out there that matches everything that I'm looking for. Later that night, after thinking about him all day long, I called my brother and sister separately, and I asked them, it's like, there's a guy who matches what I'm looking for. Should I send him a message? And both my brother and sister, my brother is a preacher. He says they both said yes. So I did. I sent him a message saying he met all the criteria I was looking for, and would he be interested in me? And then I went to sleep. And I guess this is a good time for you to jump in and tell your part of the story.
For me, I was skeptical about using dating apps. I actually got advice from my sister to just give it a try. After she talked me into it, I finally did. I was on Match for probably 3 weeks or something like that. I put what I wanted out there, and I mean what I look for in a woman and everything, and I had results, but nothing ever came to fruition. I really never got anywhere. And after about 3 weeks, I kind of just said, you know what? Whenever I meet that person, I'll just meet them. I just let my Match profile expire. One night, I was on the evening shift at work. I went to my car, and the first thing I did was look at my phone, and I had an email, and it read, "For the love," from Match.com. And
Wow, you said my profile name, everything.
I was like, what's this? So I clicked on the email, and I forget exactly what it read, but it was something along the lines of, I would like to speak to you, or something like that. It was something like, well, I saw your profile and I would like to meet you, or not meet you, but just try to see if you were interested in maybe getting to know each other. Something to that effect. I can't remember exactly because it's been pretty much 16 years ago now. After I talked with my brother about it, he got the okay from him, the approval, whatever. I responded to her email, and that's kind of how we got started. And pretty much immediately, it was just talking to her. It just felt like a breath of fresh air. I mean, even before we even spoke on the phone, just emailing her back and forth, we quickly shared our email address with each other, and we were going back and forth until we finally, I think she put her number there, and I called her, and from the first time we talked, it just felt like another breath of fresh air. And I don't know, it just, something felt different than I've ever felt before, just meeting somebody.
Nice, babe. From where he started, I woke up that morning and I had a message from him, so I was so excited. I think we just like emailed each other, and then did we start texting that day too? I think
it was the same day.
Yeah.
We went from email to just texting.
Yeah, email, text, and then you said you were going to call me.
Yep.
I worked. Back then, we lived in Alabama, and I worked for the state of Alabama, and I did not earn my paycheck that day. I spent the whole day just like emailing him back and forth and texting him. Then the last thing he said, I'm gonna call you. I went home and waited for his call. So we're both laughing because what happened was he said, I'm gonna call you. And so I was so eager about it, but he didn't call. He didn't call immediately. I thought it was going to be an immediate thing. He waited a few hours before he called. Do you have anything to say?
At that point, I was at my brother's house, and I had to get to a place where I could actually talk. I don't know if she know this, but I actually went out to my vehicle and called her from my phone. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
I don't think I did know that.
yeah, that's where we first talked from. I didn't want to seem too, what's the word I'm looking for?
Eager?
Eager.
Okay.
I was thinking about that, and then I was a little nervous because in past experiences, just meeting somebody, I don't know, just, yeah, a lot of my past experiences were kind of bad with that. So I don't know, I was a little nervous, and I didn't want to seem too eager. I've been like that in the past, and that's didn't turn out well a lot of the time. That was just what I was thinking at the time.
Okay. I remember that I was waiting for you. I was like, he said he was going to call. He didn't. To my brother. And he was like, he's going to call. He's going to call. I was like, okay, he's going to call. And you did.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he said, the first conversation was amazing. He was very, very easy to talk to. For me, yeah, it was just really easy to talk to him.
It was like fresh air. It was just easy from the beginning. I never felt like pressure to try to be somebody I wasn't or anything. She was just very down to earth, and I loved that about her.
Aw, thank you, sweetie. All right, let's go to the next question. Next question, what made me stand out to you?
Just from first meeting you, I don't know, it's like we kind of clicked from the very beginning. I sensed the humbleness from you. I just needed to just be me. That's what I got from you. I didn't need to try to sound impressive, say all kind of big words, or talk about how much money I got or something. I didn't sense that. All I sensed from the very beginning was just, you were just there to get to know me. Any person will be wanting somebody who's financially stable, but I didn't sense that was what you were leading with. I felt like you were there interested in me. And most of the time in the past, for me, whenever I first talked to a female on the phone, I was sitting there trying to think of what to say next, and I didn't feel like I had to do that with her. For me, that was big. It was just like a natural conversation, and I liked that she had questions for me, so I didn't have to come up with a lot of stuff. She had the questions, but all the questions were sincerely like she was just trying to get to know me. The conversation just easily flowed because just had this sense and ease with her just from talking with her.
Now, I'm going to answer what made him stand out. What made him stand out, besides him meeting all the criteria that I wanted in a guy when I did that filter on Match, I also just really liked talking to him. Communicating with him was so easy. I never felt so comfortable talking to another guy as I did so early on with him. The communication was great. Talking to him was very easy. And I remember talking to him about sensitive topics and him responding with sympathy, not making me feel bad about the things I talked to him about. The communication was very good, and that's what made him stand out. That question was what made him stand out. And the next question is, what happened on the first date? Do you want me to start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, are you sure? I'll start with my part. So we met at Chili's restaurant. That was your favorite restaurant back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Chili's.
Yeah, we did. So we met at Chili's. We both drove to the restaurant separately. I think you got there first, right?
Yeah, I was there.
And then we both got out of the car because he looked like my type. He's tall and dark skinned. That's my type. And I was excited about that. I did hug him. I mean, I felt so bad later. It was just so impulsive, but I did hug him first when I saw him because I was attracted to him. I did that. Actually, let me ask you a question. What did you think after I did that? Because I felt so weird about it.
So I was like, well, she's touching me already, so she must be interested. But at the same time, I was never like to a point where, oh, she hugged me. Oh, it's over. We together.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't like that. It was just. Well, she hugged me. I liked that feeling of knowing that she was interested in me, which I knew it before, but it just made it more real from there. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So I didn't embarrass myself too much. That's good. We ate at a restaurant and I thought the conversation went so well. It flowed very nicely. And then after we felt like the conversation flowed.
It was fresh air type thing again because for me, I was always used to being the driver and leading a conversation or something like that. And a lot of times, if I can't think of anything, it would be pressure on me. But with her, I never felt that pressure when I was talking with her during that conversation or our previous conversation. So it was just like a continuation of like, wow, this is different. And the conversation just flowed naturally. I didn't have to try to think of what I'm going to say next or however. I was just being myself and we were just having a natural conversation. I enjoyed it because she had a lot of questions for me and they were all relevant questions.
Yeah, the conversation flowed nicely. And then afterwards, we went to the parking lot because the date was ending. And this time, he hugged me first. He hugged me and he did not let go. We stood in the parking lot hugging for a long, long time because neither of us let go. On my side, he's like a big bear. It felt like a nice bear hug. It felt really, really good being his arms. That's why I didn't let go. What was your excuse?
So for me, it was really kind of spontaneous. The hug initially was, I really like this, and I just wanted to show her that I like her. I wanted her to know that if she have any doubt. I think I went for the hug. I was thinking it was just gonna be a quick hug or something like that, but I could sense that she didn't want me to let go. I just kept hugging, went with the flow.
After that, we hugged for a long time, and then I looked up at him. He met me with a kiss. We kissed for a long time.
Again, that was spontaneous. I didn't plan on doing that. I don't think I've ever done kiss on the first date. For myself, that was spontaneous. It just felt natural, I guess. But I don't know. It's just in the moment, and she was in the moment too, and that's where the moment led.
Right. Yeah, no, I promised myself before that date that I was never kiss somebody on the first date, so I have no idea what happened there. That did happen. And then some guy from the restaurant came out. I think he was sitting near our table, and when we were in the restaurant, and then he saw us outside kissing, and he said a curse word. We kind of broke apart when we heard that. We were in our moment, and then we broke apart.
Yeah, we were in our moment for a little while before that.
And then I was like, okay, I have to go. And I got in my car. Do you remember what happened?
I remember somehow I pulled you back out of the car.
You did pull me back out.
Yeah, and then I think we began kissing again, or did we hug?
I don't remember if it's hugging again or kissing again. We did one of the two. I don't remember. Yeah. And then I was like, no, I really have to go. And then we got back in, and that was the end of the date.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if the next question is gonna. What I felt after that first date was like, I felt sparks all over the place. I felt the sparks. How did you feel these sparks after the date with me?
I did feel the sparks, but at the same time, I was still trying to temper expectations. Nothing like that had ever happened, but I wanted, in my mind, I didn't want to get my hopes up about anything because I just wanted to see where it goes and just act accordingly, and see where it leads. But I do remember saying to myself, that was something different. but I was just trying to keep myself in a place of just not getting too excited and it just goes to my head or something. I don't know. I was just trying to temper my expectations.
I know you've mentioned this to me many times, but you saw me talking to someone on the phone as we were leaving. I don't know if my sister had ESP or something, but she called right at the end of the date and she's like, so how was it? And I remember that the word that I said was magical. That's how I felt. All the sparks, I was like, it was magical. That was the word that I told her. That was what happened on the first date question. The next question I'm going to ask all the couples is, was it love at first sight? And so you can answer first and I'll answer after you.
For me, no, it wasn't love at first sight. For me, I was attracted to her when I saw her. Just from before, just our conversations that we had before, I was already very interested in her. But love at first sight, no, because I was just along to see where it goes. It took time for me to start feeling feelings of love, but at first sight, no, it wasn't there.
Was it love at first sight? It was also no for me. I felt like, yes, I was attracted to him and I think I liked him, but it would take a little bit longer for it to be love until I felt like I'm in love with this guy. So I didn't feel like I was in love on the first day. Who brought up becoming exclusive first or becoming official first? Do you want to start talking?
I guess it was me because I remember at the time my ex-girlfriend was still calling me. I didn't know how to tell her that that was still happening, but at the same time I knew I needed to tell her and just to let her know. But I guess that's when we became exclusive after I told her, and then she also told me, but I let her tell that part.
He came over to my house one day. I could tell he was going to tell me bad news. He's like, there's something I have to tell you. And I was like, oh no, what is it? And then the thing he wanted to tell me was that his ex has continued to call him. And he said that he told her that he was with me now. And I was like, oh, that's okay, because my exes are calling me too. He did tell his ex that he was with somebody else. And then no, you did. Did you tell my exes?
Yeah.
Because they didn't listen to me.
Yeah, so she tried telling them that, hey, I'm with somebody else now, don't call me no more. They didn't seem to get the picture, so I said, well, give me their numbers. I had to call from your phone or my phone, but I think I did from mine, and neither one of them picked up, but I definitely left a message letting them know that I'm here now and there's no need for them to call anymore. So
wow, look at you. I thought that was actually pretty cute. That felt good, that he was like, this is my person now, and he told my exes that. I actually appreciated that.
Yeah. I don't think you ever got any more calls, did you?
I did. I think one of them called on my birthday. They ignored you, but they called on my birthday. That was like months later. So
Yeah. Did you tell me about that then?
I did tell you.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, he ignored you. Or maybe he thought we were broken up again. I don't know. But I did not answer. Just let you know that.
I remember that now. Yeah, you told me, but you said you didn't answer. And at that point, I was like, okay, let him do it again.
How long did you date before you get engaged and married? You proposed to me after we were dating for 8 months. We met in August and you proposed to me on my birthday in April.
Yep.
Right. And then, go ahead.
And then our wedding was August 28th. The same year. We
got married after a year and 2 days after we met on a dating app. So we met on August 26th and we got married on August 28th. Just a year. Woo-hoo, it can happen quickly for you if you wanted to. We got engaged 8 months, married a year. What do you like about me?
Now, this question, is it about when we first met or is it about right now?
You can do both. And I think I'm going to do both too.
Going back to when we first met, like I was saying before, the thing I liked about her was that she was so down to earth. I liked the fact that we clicked together. I liked that she quickly became a friend, just somebody I felt like I can talk about anything with. She could reflect in a way that I feel it. What I liked about her then was after I got to know her over time, it became a point where I was like, I've never felt this way about someone before, just knowing everything about her. And for the first time, I felt like I could actually marry someone.
Wow.
I had a barrier broken that never been broken before.
Wow. What do you like about me now?
Now I have a wife that's a friend, a partner. We're building something together. She has continued to grow herself And because of that, she's growing me. And even though she might not know it,
I did not.
but as we're together and we're going through life together, we have 3 kids now. I'm happy to know that I picked the perfect mother for my kids. That's one thing about it. As for the men out there, if anybody's watching, make sure that you can see the mother in the woman that you pick, that the future mother. Just make sure you look out for that. That's really important. I feel like I could go on forever just talking about how important she is to me and how much I need her in my life. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Sweet.
But I'm not the mushy type, so I ain't got to.
Okay, babe. Thank you. What do I like about him? Again, in the beginning, when we first started dating, it was that the communication was on point. It was very easy to talk to him. Just being around him was really easy. It's easy to be around him. I felt very comfortable with him. He was also a Christian. And there are just certain things as a Christian that he doesn't do. We didn't worry about, neither of us drink, which is good. That I didn't have to worry about pressure on that way. He's not someone who curses. We both don't curse. There was just a lot of Christian behaviors he had about him that was very refreshing. He was willing to wait until we got married. That made him stand out among other guys who tried to pressure me multiple times. So he didn't try to pressure me. And I appreciate that. That was what I liked about him in the beginning. As my husband and the father of my kids, he's an amazing father. He's so good with the kids. Sometimes he'll just take them to the park, be with them for 2 or 3 hours, which is something I can't do. I can do an hour maybe, but he'll just be gone for like 3-4 hours with the kids, and he does that a lot. So I really appreciate him. I love as a husband that he does not put all the household anything on me, split in half, like it's not all on me. And I appreciate that he does share with the household chores, and he does his part, I do my part, he does dishes, he helps clean, like we split the duties. It's not all on me, and I appreciate that. Also, as a husband, it's just like we're building together. We're like a team together. I appreciate just having someone who bounce ideas off of. We're like headed in the same direction. We're trying not to make the list so long. But one more thing. And one of the biggest things I like about him is he's a fixer. I could be just like randomly talking about something. Oh, the cord to my computer is too short. Next thing I know, the next day there's an Amazon cord that's long sitting on our front porch. Or if I say, oh, it's hot here, he somehow figures out how to make it not hot. He's really, really kind and considerate, and he's always looking out for me. I appreciate that. Whenever I just blurt out a problem, he's always looking for a solution. Okay, let me look it up. Let me figure out how to help her out. I appreciate that, just having someone there who has my back no matter what. I can go on forever too. But those are the main things that I like about him. What made you confident that you found the one?
I don't know. I just got to know her. Once I got to know her, I got to a certain point that, man, a barrier's been broken. I actually feel like I could marry her. And I had never said that about any female that I've dated. I don't know if it's one specific thing, that it was just everything about her. I was at a point in my life, I was ready to go ahead and start the rest of my life. And it's like God answered. And after I prayed to him that I was ready for that someone, I didn't expect it to just happen like that. But from everything that I am, I just knew that I needed her. I can't put one thing on it. I can name a bunch of things, but it just kind of happened. Is the best way I can put it.
What made me confident that I found the one was very similar to what I've been saying. I just felt really, really comfortable around him. Again, it was easy to talk to him, easy to be around him. He met all the qualities of the guy. I remember I did that filter on Match. He met all the qualities. I like being around him. It was just really good being with him and around him. That's pretty much it. And one thing I want to say is that on our wedding day, there was no nervousness with me. I knew that I was marrying the right person. I wasn't nervous at all that I was about to get married. Am I making a big mistake? There was nothing. I was like, yep, I know this is the one. I remember you telling me you felt something similar. Is that how you felt?
I remember before the wedding, I guess a few weeks before the wedding or something like that, I expressed to you that I was a little bit nervous about the wedding. And then you said to me, all it is just a celebration of us coming together. And I was like, you're absolutely right. And from that point on, I never got nervous. I think for me, it wasn't that I ever questioned whether or not I wanted to marry her is why I was nervous. I think that's maybe what a lot of people, a lot of guys or whatever might feel, but I already knew I wanted to marry her and I had already decided, when I proposed, it was more of stage fright as far as being in front of a lot of people. I'm not used to that. But once she said that, that's just a testament to how well she knew me even at that point in time. She knew exactly what to say. And from that point, I never got nervous again. I was just hanging loose.
It was very comfortable for us. What advice do you have for people looking for love online?
I would just say give it a try and give it a real try just to see how it works out for you. It's something that I feel like would benefit a lot of people because it puts people in front of you. And I know there's horror stories out there, but I just feel like people should just try for themselves and just ignore the horror stories. Always be mindful, be vigilant, of course. But speaking from my experience, it's something that I feel like can benefit a whole lot of people.
I have a lot of advice and I provide that advice all the time. A couple of things that really worked well for us is that once we met each other, once we connected online, that we built our relationship in person. We didn't stay on the app forever. We only stayed on the app for one day. And then we pretty much spent the rest of our relationship in person, getting to know each other in person. That's what I tell the women that I coach. I tell them to get off the app as soon as possible, meet the person in person, and build the relationship in person. And then the other thing that worked really well was I recommend filtering on what you want. Those filters can help you meet the person that matches what you're looking for quicker. With me filtering it out, there was one match. I know that now the dating apps don't honor your matches as well as it did back then, but still filter and just ignore the ones that don't match what you're looking for. But it's very important that you get specific about what you want. And I pretty much met a guy who matched all the criteria that I was looking for. Those are the two big things that help. Don't give up. Some women's like, oh, yep, I tried dating apps before. It didn't work. I'm like, this time, yes, I met him the first try, but I tried 2 other times years before and they didn't work. But then, I tried again. Most things don't work the first time. Keep trying. Don't just give up after that one time. What marriage advice do you have?
Marriage advice that I would have would be from a man point of view, after God, put your wife and your kids first. And what I mean by that, in everything I do, whether it's making a purchase, whether it's going somewhere, I always consider them first. Make sure that all their needs are met, and kids, make sure they have everything they need, even before I get what I need. I try to make every decision off of that to make sure that you're taken care of. I mean, as the man of the house, that's my responsibility to put them first. I'm not the type of person, me personally, and just from the Bible, it's not just what I say goes. My responsibility is to take care of my family, protect my family. I have a beautiful, smart wife that I could lean on when we make decisions. We come together on it. We talk about it and we try to do the best for our family. As a man, you definitely protect your family, but the best way you can do that is by consulting your family, to talk to them and to listen. That would be probably my number one advice.
Before I talk about my marriage advice, I forgot 2 more things I liked about him. One thing is it's obvious that he puts the family first. And I love that about him, that he's really looking out for us all the time. He's not selfish. I know there's some guys out there who's always thinking about themselves first, but with him, it's so obvious that he's looking on what's best for my family first. And that's so important. And then the second thing I really love about him is that his leadership style is not I'm in control, I make all the decisions, I'm the man of the house. He's never been like that. His leadership style is, hey, let's talk about this and let's make a decision together. Because again, he knows how smart I am. He knows that our best direction is when we make a decision together. And I really love that about our marriage, is that we make decisions together and we actually don't move forward unless we both agree on the decision. There have been times we just don't make a decision. We don't move yet until we both agree with the decision. And I really appreciate that with him, that we come together for decisions. What marriage advice do I have? There's a couple of things. When you have, and I'm speaking for the women, that there are a lot of times that he's doing something and I make an assumption about what he's doing. And I have learned to ask more questions. And 90% of the time I've been wrong. But when I ask him the question, he's like, oh no, I'm doing this because of this, this, this. And I was like, oh, because I assumed you were doing this. Instead of getting mad and angry, it's so much easier just to ask questions, get clarity, and see what's going on in your head is accurate. That's one thing, is just ask more questions. Whenever we have a discussion, something else that's good is just trying to understand his side of things and not just going in, I want to win, I want to win. Mostly it's let me see what your thoughts, let me hear what his thoughts are, and then you come together, what's my thoughts, and then you make a decision based on meeting both of each other's needs. That is very important in marriage, is that you guys are a team. You're working together, you're not enemies, you're a team. When we have any issue going on, we're coming up with a solution as a team. And of course, I have to promote my book again. In my book, I put our 10 secrets to a happy marriage. I think there's 10 chapters. Well, yeah, there's 10 chapters. Each chapter has a secret of what makes our marriage so great. The number one chapter was to marry the right person. That makes marriage a lot easier when you marry the right person, because there's women I know who know that they married the wrong person, but I felt like I married the exact guy that is good for me, and marriage has been really great because of that. So my number one marriage advice is to marry the right person. All right, so the last question is, what is your favorite part about being married?
When I think about that question, I don't know if it's like one thing that's like my favorite. I think it's more of a combination of things. I think the pretty much everything that comes with marriage, for me, having that companionship, having a friend to come to, having someone to be in the bed with you at night, having kids together, the fact that we're building something together, the fact that we're growing and trying to get even closer to Christ, that should have been number one. I mean, it's everything that comes with it. Is two families coming together, create more family, and just to have kids together and to see them grow and try to mold them into what they're meant to be. It's everything. It's not one favorite thing for me. It's everything about it.
Nice. For me, what my favorite part about being married is just having someone to share my life with. Just like from the beginning, like when we first got married, it was one of the things that I really liked is when I lived by myself, I had my own place. And then he moved in, and there's just so many things I didn't have to do anymore. I didn't have to worry about cutting my grass. If there was a bug in the house, I didn't have to scream and and close off the room. Like I did that when we were dating. Alabama, there were like lizards, and there were lizards in the house. And when we were dating, I used to call him and say, "There's a lizard in the house. Come get it." I don't even know how you got in the house, but I remember closing my door and just being stuck in my room until you came and got the lizard. And and he still does that now if there's a bug or anything. And when I was single, if something broke or something like that, I had to pay someone to fix it. But now he can fix a lot of this stuff. I don't have to find a guy, pay them to fix things. Just having someone else around to share life with has been amazing. And another thing is we're not just relying on my thoughts, it's just having another brain around. Just he thinks completely different than me on some things, and it's just good to hear his perspective. And like I said earlier, we put both of our ideals together and usually come up with a plan to deal with anything that's happening. Just having someone to raise kids with. He's an amazing father, someone to build wealth with, combining that double income. It's amazing. And like he said, having someone to sleep with every night. It's all that is just great to have someone to share your life with, go on vacation with. Yeah, just having someone to share your life with is my favorite part about being married. So that was the end. This is the first episode of Finding Love Online. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned when I interview other couples who met online. And if you look in the comments, you'll see a link to the book and a link to working with me if you want dating coaching. So you can see that in the comments. Alrighty. It was great talking with you. Thanks again for doing this. I know this is not you, but you are amazing. So thank you.